Hey guys, my name is Mary, and today I'm doing my presentation on pre-engineered metal buildings, or its abbreviation PEMB. The reason I chose to do a presentation on this topic is because I work for a design build company that uses pre-engineered metal buildings a lot for the construction of different buildings. And I decided it'd be interesting to learn a little bit more about what a pre-engineered metal building is and to share some different facts about this type of building construction. What is a pre-engineered metal building? A pre-engineered metal building is a prefabricated building constructed using structural steel frames specifically designed and engineered to fit a project's requirements. It is fabricated off-site in a factory where it is pre-cut and prefabricated per the designer's specifications. Once all the components are fabricated, they are delivered to the job site and are erected by a certified and qualified construction company. The different components of a pre-engineered metal building include rigid frames, which are your roof beams and columns, purlins, and girts. Here you see a diagram illustrating the different components of a pre-engineered metal building. I really like this diagram because it highlighted all the different components in different colors, so it's easy to tell which component is which. As you can see, there's roof or X-bracing, and that helps support the building from seismic loads. You can see the main frame rafter, the purlins, the girts, the window frames, the door frames, and the eaves, and so on and so forth. There are quite a couple of benefits to using a pre-engineered metal building. I think that if you are an experienced contractor or general contractor using a pre-engineered metal building, you can find a lot more of the benefits than maybe someone who's doing it for the first time because you don't really know what you're doing. But some of the benefits are that it is stronger because it is made out of steel. There's little maintenance required. There's no termite damage because you're not doing a wood frame structure. No rotting, rust and corrosion resistant, and can be easily painted if desired. They can also be ordered in a variety of sizes and dimensions. So you can have a very small building, for say that is about 1,500 square feet to a building that is 3,000 square feet, and so on. So it can really be as small or as big as you want it to be. It can be erected quickly, which means that it saves you money on labor. And also, since the components are prefabricated, it saves you money on the site cutting of material or anything like that. To make the components of a pre-engineered metal building, they are made or used through technology, which helps prevent human error when it comes to cutting the pieces or welding the pieces or anything like that. It is also easily expandable, which means you can start with a building, let's say a phase 1, and if the client wants to build in the future, then you can make the building easily expandable for phases 2, 3, 4, and so on. The importance of a good foundation for a pre-engineered metal building. Obviously, any and all foundations for any structure is very important. But it is a little different with pre-engineered metal buildings because you use steel anchor bolts to secure the building to the foundation. You have a structural engineer who uses the anchor bolt placements to design the foundation depth for the pre-engineered metal building. In these plans, the engineer will specify the length and type of anchor bolts to be used. So it's interesting because you have different sets of plans. You not only have your structural plans and your architectural plans, but you also have your plans from the pre-engineered metal building manufacturer, which have to be used in conjunction with your structurals and architecturals. Here I have added a detail of the foundation and the anchor bolts for a pre-engineered metal building. You can see here that it says anchor bolts are provided by metal building manufacturer, and you can see how the metal building column connects to the foundation footing. These are the different steps to assembling your pre-engineered metal building. Disclaimer, don't try this at home. It's not as easy as these steps may seem. It just kind of gives you an idea of how a pre-engineered metal building is constructed. First, you start off with your foundation, as discussed in the previous slide. You start erecting your I-beams, columns, and rafters. All these pieces are already pre-cut, pre-punched, and welded, which makes it a lot easier for the company that's erecting the building. Once the main framework is done, you can start installing purlins, girts, and framed openings. Then you move on to your insulation, walls, and roof sheathing. And finally, your aesthetics, which is adding trim, doors, windows, and vents to the building. I have attached a picture of the pre-engineered metal building that my company is currently working on. This is for a Spanish company, which is opening their first plant in the United States. They actually make different widgets and gears for steel, which is also located here in Virginia Beach. So I thought it'd be cool to share a picture of a pre-engineered metal building in Virginia Beach. What kinds of building types are used with pre-engineered metal buildings? I guess when I first think of a pre-engineered metal building, I just think of a big box, so kind of more like warehouse space or storage space. You can actually use it for a couple of different building types. One of the biggest pre-engineered metal building types is industrial manufacturing facilities. This is what I have seen the most of. Is you have your production area, and then you have offices built in. So it's just kind of cool how you can really customize a pre-engineered metal building. You can also use it for gyms, churches, barns, garages, arenas, and so on. Here I've attached a couple of different pictures of building types that are constructed using pre-engineered metal buildings. The picture in the background is just an open warehouse space. You can see the concrete floor is unfinished. It's just open warehouse space. To the right-hand corner, you see IMS Gear, which is a pre-engineered metal building industrial facility. They are a company based out of Germany, and you can see here their building, which consists of production space, offices, break rooms, conference rooms, and a mezzanine area for extra storage. Then on the left-hand side, you have another building that is also a manufacturing facility, and they also make parts for steel. I hope that you have enjoyed my presentation about pre-engineered metal buildings. I just thought it would be cool to share what types of buildings these are, and just for me to learn a little bit more about these types of buildings. Thank you.